Who says you can't go home again? Just ask 2008 Concordia graduate Jessie Christensen, who has made a homecoming of sorts by becoming the women's soccer assistant coach here at her alma mater. The Green Bay native returned this fall to help her former collegiate soccer head coach, Ryan Middendorf.
All right, Coach, what made Jessie such a great player when she was here?
Well, what made her such a great player is the just the tenacity that she played with, the leadership that she had on the field, even off the field. She did a tremendous job of just keeping our team together and helping our team fight in those tough situations on the field. And her leadership just always shone through. So I've been excited to have her come and join our coaching staff this year.
So back when she was a player, could you kind of tell that coaching was a route she might go?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell those characteristics in certain people, and she demonstrated those characteristics right from her first year. Even her first year, she had a spleen issue where she had to sit out, and even with her sitting out, you could kind of tell that she was itching to get in there, and that she attained some of those characteristics of a potential coach. And then as her playing career evolved, those characteristics continue to be shown and demonstrated, and she's been an outstanding coach this year so far.
No secret during her time she was one of the best defenders this program had. What was it about that defense? What was it about her ability that made her stand out?
Mm-hmm. Well, she was tenacious. I mean, she would not get beat. She almost took it as a personal goal of hers not to have anybody score against her, and then the players that she was defending in that particular game, they were not going to beat her. And she was just very in tune with the match and no distractions. The only thing on her mind was beating that opponent, and you really need that type of a mindset as a defender, especially when you don't get all the attribute or all the glory that maybe the forwards have, scoring the goals and things. She didn't get all the write-ups in the press and everything like that, but she took a lot of pride in what she did as a defender.
All right, so the off-season comes. You're in need of an assistant coach. What makes Jessie the top candidate?
Well, Jessie, I mean, we've wanted her, or I've wanted her as an assistant coach for years since she got done playing, and the timing just was never right. I mean, she was trying to find her path and her passions and things, and so she decided to go back to school for a little bit, grad school, decided to teach a little bit overseas, and now she was kind of in limbo in between jobs and trying to figure that out. And I contacted her this summer, and I kind of knew this in the back of my mind that she was in between jobs, so I asked her, what do you think about coaching? And she said this, she could see herself as a college coach, and she wanted to experience it. So I wanted to give her this as good of an experience and a positive experience and a true experience as I could. And so far into the young season, I think she's dove right in there and learned as much as she could to this point. And hopefully she'll continue to learn.
Just talk about the first few weeks, though, what she's brought to the table.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's exactly what I had expected. She's bringing everything that she brought as a player from the leadership standpoint, but also that little bit of that toughness, that little edginess that not all players have or are confident in revealing, and she's able to bring that out in some players, and it's still developing in some players, and she's working on developing that, and that's exciting to see that. She has a real unique relationship with the players, in that she completely understands what they're going through, and they know that too, so they're becoming more and more comfortable around Jessie, but she, again, brings that little bit of toughness and edginess that I'm always looking for in an assistant coach.
In 3 seasons on the pitch, Christensen made her presence be known on the back line, helping the Falcons win 31 games during that span, while earning all-conference accolades twice. The Falcon defender also tallied 3 goals and 3 assists during her time on the Mequon campus.
All right, Jessie, 3 years you had the opportunity to play Falcon women's soccer. What stands out? What do you remember from your career?
A lot of it is just a lot of hard work, I think, and dedication. As far as the team, there was a lot of team unity, team bonding over the time that I was here. I came in as a freshman, not being able to play my freshman year because of the spleen injury. So it kind of took a little bit to get adjusted to the team after they had already been playing a year together. So that was a little difficult, but as a player and as a defense and just kind of stepping right into the defense, it was great. Great to play, great to be a part of the team. It's really different to be back here and see all of the fields and stuff that I played at as a player now being here as a coach. So a lot of memories come back with that, definitely. Some of the games and injuries and hype on the field all comes back with that stuff.
Talking with head coach Ryan Middendorf, he said that when you played, he could kind of see it, that, you know, perhaps coaching was in your future. Did you think that back then?
I did, definitely. Being through school here, having a coaching minor, and then having to lead the girls through warm-ups and being in athletic training, and then having that relay over to soccer and athletics was definitely a big plus. I had been coaching soccer as well, youth soccer, and things like that, and coaching collegiate soccer was definitely a goal as a player here.
So how did you get back to the Mequon campus? Because you literally have been all over the globe.
It's funny that you say that. I was in Nashville this past summer. I had really nothing to do. I guess I was working there for the summer. Thailand before that, and then coming back to Nashville for the summer, working in youth sports, youth camps, things like that. And then all of a sudden I get a call from Ryan one day, and he goes, "What are you doing in the fall?" And I said, "Nothing right now. I'm just kind of waiting, looking for jobs and things like that." And he said, "Well, do you want to come up and coach?" And I said, "Well, let me think about that for a second." And a couple days later, I called him back and I told him I'd love to come, love to have the opportunity to come back and coach back here. So
We'll talk about your coaching in a second, but I want to dig deeper into your international experiences over the last number of years. What exactly did you get to do? What did you do over those last number of seasons?
International as far as me being over in Thailand. What I did over there is I went over there and I traveled. I got there in September of 2010, traveled for a bit, and then I started teaching English. I taught English at a Christian school over in a city south of Bangkok called Chumpon. It's on the Gulf of Thailand. So I taught English and then also helped with some of the sports over there. They don't have any formalized sports at all, so what I did is kind of I played with them after school. A lot of it was basketball, some was soccer, not being able to relate much to the kids and not being able to communicate very much with them because they do speak Thai and they didn't have a really good understanding of English. But we played some soccer in the classroom, and I kind of developed it into English speaking activities, and we used soccer because it was a big passion of theirs.
So did that experience, has that changed your mindset now you're back in America? Just globally, just thinking, has that changed your viewpoint on things?
My overall mindset, yes. They have the mindset of they don't really have a lot, and they pretty much, they don't really take anything for granted. They don't have a lot, but they appreciate everything that they do have, which was really neat to see. And coming back here, definitely saw it. I mean, I was in shock, and I definitely was in culture shock coming back to America, and I didn't think that would happen, but it took me a little while to get back and used to things here as compared to over there, because it has definitely changed my outlook and mindset kind of on an overall perspective.
All right, so you get the call, you're back here at Concordia, you're coaching soccer. What were the first few days like being in this new role?
First few days were pretty different. I came back, and it was kind of difficult coming back because Ryan was my coach. Coming back to a field that I played on, that I had so many memories on, and it was quite different with all these girls that I haven't played with, which was a benefit for me because I didn't know any of them, so I could kind of start over. And they didn't know me as a player and any of that stuff as a college student or anything, so it was good to come back to a new team, fresh start, and kind of get in the coaching, on the coaching side of it. It was difficult for the first couple of weeks, honestly, because I did play here and because I have so many memories here. So I think that was probably the hardest part of being back initially.
Being that you were one of the top defenders during your time here, do you put a lot of emphasis on defense now that you're back in coaching? I mean, have you had to get acclimated with offense a little bit? I mean, how have you gone about just the coaching techniques?
Coming back, because I have my best understanding with defense, because I played so much, I worked with them initially and kind of helping them first and foremost, and then after being around John and Ryan, have definitely taught me a lot with the offense and different tactics of the sport and different kind of the mindsets. I had a pretty good understanding of everything else that goes on the field, but defense was my strong point, so I kind of focused in on that initially because that's where my strength was.
Is there anything you can tell defense, though? This year they have a brand new goalkeeper. That's something that's been new now for the first time in maybe almost 4 to 5 years. What do you tell defense that maybe is used to playing together but not used to playing with a goalkeeper? How do you try to, from a defensive standpoint, try to get used to what she can bring to the table?
Being here when we didn't really have a goalkeeper that we could play back to, you have to keep reminding them, and Sam's great at communicating with them and telling them to drop the ball back to her and things like that, but you have to keep reminding them that the goalkeeper is there and that she is the last line of defense and that she can be used as the last player on the field. So you just kind of have to keep telling him, and Sam's great at vocalizing that, so it's not really that big of an issue with our defense.
Now, certainly not looking past this season, but what, I guess, in your mind, what would your ideal situation be? What do you hope to do from a coaching standpoint in the future?
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't really thought that far in advance yet. I'm just kind of taking it all in here, coaching here. Whether I stay another year or two is kind of up in the air. Whether I go back south because I'm not really a cold weather person. It's still kind of up in the air, but it's just I kind of take it as it comes and don't really plan in advance so much, which maybe not too great, but it is what it is.
So as Christensen allows life to come to her, she certainly hopes a conference championship is on the horizon for the young Falcon women's soccer team. Reporting for CUWFalcons.com, I'm Matt Menzel.